Hello friends, Mandar here. I'm back with another video. Today we'll talk about those two bills that have been introduced, one in Senate and one in House, for the removal of per country cap. What are the chances of those bills going together or approving? We'll also talk about some of the questions for EAD, AP and 485 and what can we expect from January 2024 visa bulletin, and some other topics like mortgage rates and home buying in 2024. So a lot of interesting content. Watch this video until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration and lifestyle related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say on this video or on my channel is for information purpose only. And for your specific immigration needs, before you take any action, you should hire a competent immigration lawyer. Now the holiday season is coming and I hope you have some time off planned for you and your family. I'm going to do some self-learning on some topics, like I'm learning DaVinci Resolve for video editing. It's a nice software and let me know if you have used it. Also, I will be looking at the stock market because there is a stock market rally towards the end of the year. I'll also be working with some sponsors and collaborators so that I can make more sponsored videos for you. So check out all the links in the description because there are a lot of sales going on those websites, especially Anker and so on. And see if you like any of those products. It will also help the channel. And while you're down there, do hit the like button because that will get you into the giveaway that I'm going to announce in my next video next week. So good luck for that. Make sure you like this video, comment on this video and also subscribe to my channel for a chance to win. Now I made a special video on the Senate Bill 3291 which had to do with per country cap removal among other things. If you haven't checked that video, do check it out because I go into the depth of it. Now where is it standing right now? It's standing with the review committee, specifically the Senate Judiciary Committee. Now I don't know how long they will take to review this because it's almost been over a month with them. So they will have their timeline, but regardless, once they approve the content of this bill in the Senate, they may remove some clauses, they may add some clauses or change some clauses before sending it back. And once that happens, the senators or Senate Majority Leader will make a decision whether to bring that bill to the floor for a voting. Now in the Senate, it requires 60 votes to break the filibuster. Because if you don't have the 60 vote, any senator can just stand up and block the bill and move it into a debate format. Now debates can go endlessly and then bill cannot go anywhere. So there is a filibuster which is if you can get 60 votes on the floor, then none of this happens and the bill passes in the Senate. That has happened to this bill in the past where it got approved in the Senate. Now not just that, there is also another bill at the same time in the House. Now you know that the Senate is with the Democrats and House is with the Republicans. In spite of that, there is another version of this bill in the House which is called HR6542 and it also has the clause to remove the per country cap. So this is the double engine that we are talking about right now. There is a version in Senate and also in the House, which is a good news in itself. Both are bipartisan bills, which means they have been introduced by the bipartisan members of the Senate and the House, and it has party support from both the sides of the aisle, which is a good news. Now both of these bills still only are in the introductory phase, so they have just been introduced. And I think that this bill has a good chance of passing this year. Both the bills will have good chance of passing this year, and if both the bills pass, it can go to the President for approval. My opinion is it has a better chance of passing this year than previous versions because the previous versions of these bills came in late in the year in which the government or the Senate or the Congress was flipped, or when the Congress had their end of the term. So what happens is if you cannot pass the bill before the Congress has its term end, those bills go to the sideways. They don't get approved. It was so unfortunate a couple of years back when Senate bill to remove the per country cap and House bill to remove the per country cap both passed, but they still couldn't make it to the President's desk because the versions of those bills that passed in Senate and House were slightly different and there was no time for reconciliation towards the end of the year. So it was late in the game, it was just a shortage of time. But this year it's different. This year is different because it got introduced the year before. So we still have one full year before the Congress term ends by the end of this year. So there is a lot of time for these bills to come up, review through their committees, come to the floor for multiple rounds of voting, if not debates, and will have ample time for these bills to pass and get to the president's desk. That is why I feel that this year these bills have a greater possibility of approval. Come back to me after they get approved, you will know why I said that. And if these bills get passed, there will be a lot of relief in the backlog. Now these bills propose that this phasing out of the per country cap will be done over the period of 10 years, but that is going to be incredibly helpful because we'll see more and more number of visa numbers out of the fixed cap limit coming towards these backlog countries. So the backlog is going to be significantly reduced from year 1 onwards. It will never go to zero, mind you, because remember the funnel that I told you, the incoming amount of visas or people coming to this country are more than the visas available. So backlog is always going to be there. Now it's just a matter of how bad the backlog is or how much of this per country cap removal is going to impact this backlog. I'll think that it will come down to a couple of years, less than 5 years of wait time for people instead of having to wait for multiple decades as we see now. So that will be a huge benefit. So that was regarding the per country cap removal. If you have any comments for me, put down in the comment section below and let's start the conversation over there. I'll be happy to participate as well. Now let's jump into our next topic, which is what can we expect in the January and February visa bulletin. In the last couple of months, we haven't seen any progress or any movement in EB1, EB2 and EB3. So as I said in my previous video, if you haven't checked out, do check it out, that the EB category is going to start moving forward in the sense that EB1 will move forward by months, like month or two at a time, because it has to go from 2017 to 2019. So it better start moving fast. And EB2 and EB3 will be in the matter of weeks. So every month starting January or February, it will move by a couple of weeks, say 1 week to 3 weeks. That's my speculation. Because it doesn't have a lot of room to progress, it's only going to progress by a couple of months. So that is my logic behind that. The visa bulletin has not been dropped yet, so I'm expecting that it will come anytime starting Monday. So let's look forward to that. Now another thing is processing times after your date becomes current. So even if after your date becomes current, if you have waited long enough, it's not like USCIS is monitoring your date to become current. They will get a set of visa numbers for a particular month to allocate for the people whose dates have become current. Now it depends on where your file is in the stack of the people who are becoming current for that particular month. If your application is at the top, it might get picked up fast to grant you a visa number and get you a green card. But if it's at the bottom of the stack for that month where the dates become current, then it might take a little bit longer. Now make sure that you have completed all your documentation, including your medicals, so that when your date becomes current and when the visa officer looks at it, they are ready to approve their case. Contacting me on my Calendly or my Patreon if you want to know the tips behind how you can expedite your case after your date becomes current. There is no formal process for expedition, but there are some tips that you can use. I also made a special video on my channel regarding that, just search for it. Now shifting gears to Canada, many people ask me about Canada immigration as well. There has been a consistent number of invitations, like IRCC invited 5,900 candidates in the third express entry draw for this week. So there is a lot going on in Canada. If you are interested in moving to Canada, you might want to check out these cutoff dates in the CRS score because they are coming down. They had come down and now they are creeping up again. And check out the sponsors link for Anker that builds great quality charging products for your iPhones and iPads. You'll find some deep discounts if you use my link in the description. Now let's talk about the advocacy, because a lot of people talk to me about why don't you specify the advocacy for these bills regarding the Senate bill and this House bill for removal of per country cap. Now I have a different opinion about contacting congressmen and senators. Yes, that is a good idea, but it depends on what you talk with them. Here's the tweet I had put on X lately, and my opinion is it's no point in telling them your hardships. Yes, it's a little bit sensitive topic and they will hear your situation, but the reality of the situation is you are not a voter, you are not an immediate benefit to them, to the congressmen and senators. The reason is you are not a voter yet. So in my opinion, what would fly is you need to talk about your skills and your contribution to the economy in that region, in that constituency, and to the United States or the country as a whole. That is going to fly. What is the benefit that you are bringing to them? What is their constituency, their region and the country? That is where they are going to actually pay attention to you. Not that you tell your heartfelt story about how hard is life on a visa. Nobody asks you to come to the United States on a visa. If you think about it, they will only pay attention to you if you are of a benefit to them. Remember, it's politics, it's cutthroat. They are only going to listen to you if you benefit them. So when you contact your senators and congressmen or write letters to them, do keep that in mind. Note down in the comment section below what you think about this topic. Now let's quickly touch on the mortgage rates. Mortgage rates are very high right now. I had made a couple of videos on housing market last year, and it was expected that in 2024 the rates may come down, but I don't think so. That's not going to happen with the trend that we are seeing. The inflation has certainly gone down, but the rates are still high and they are going to stay high for the entire year of 2024. We might see some relief towards the end of 2024 or 2025. And this is all from my reading or watching the news in the market and analysts and hearing to the experts and analysts. Tell me what you think about it, because some people talk to me about housing investments, buying rental homes and so on. And is it a good time to buy? If you have cash to buy the homes, that is the best. But if not, if you are going to take a mortgage, then you want to pay attention to the rates. Also, the home prices haven't budged at all. In spite of these high interest rates, in many hot markets such as Northeast, Texas and the West Coast, the houses prices haven't budged. Maybe a little bit here and there, but overall they are still steady. During my free time during the holidays, I'm going to make a special video on mortgage rates and home buying tips for you. So stay tuned to my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, do subscribe and hit that bell notification. And just a last step before I end this video is that so I know for sure that some of you are interested in stock trading, day trading, buying cryptocurrencies. I want to present you Webull. Webull is a trading platform. It allows you to buy stock, it allows you to buy options, do options trading, and also it allows you to buy cryptocurrency. Webull 9 was released with a brand new home and market page, asset page and economic calendar. Also, Webull Cash Management was launched with 5.8% API with no fees attached and no minimum balance and unlimited withdrawals. This is amazing. New Webull USA users can still enjoy 5.8% APY and get up to 12 free stocks when making an initial deposit of each is valued between $3 and $3,000. Feel free to take advantage of this. Join through my link and you will get those free stocks. Stock market is rallying towards the end of the year. So those who are playing trading or day trading, you might want to watch and invest a little bit, and we'll try to make a video on that as well. So that's really all I wanted to say in this video. If you like the content of this video, hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.